Imagine walking down the street and locking eyes with a dog so broken, so desperate, that it stops you in your tracks. Would you walk away? Could you? That's exactly what happened to a man who had no idea his life was about to change forever. A single moment, a single glance, and suddenly he found himself standing in front of a trembling, malnourished dog, her ribs showing, her eyes filled with something that wasn't just fear. It was sorrow. Real, deep sorrow. You ever looked at an animal and just felt what they were feeling? That's what happened to him. He didn't know where she came from, how she ended up there, or if she even had a chance of making it. But he knew one thing. He wasn't leaving her behind. Without even thinking, he pulled off his jacket and wrapped her up, lifting her into his arms. She was shaking so badly that he could feel it through the fabric. Her little body was light, too light. He placed her carefully in his car, and for the first time in who knows how long, she was safe. She devoured the food he gave her like she hadn't eaten in days. Because she probably hadn't. Have you ever seen an animal eat like they think it might be their last meal? It's heartbreaking. As he drove, he kept glancing at her. Something felt off. Not just the hunger or the fear, something deeper. When they reached the vet, the truth hit him hard. She had been in a car accident. Alone. Hurt. And someone had left her behind. The vet's face said it all before he even spoke. Her injuries were bad. Really bad. She had severe fractures, and there was no saving her hind legs. Have you ever had to make a decision that you knew was right, but still broke you inside? That's what he faced. The only way to give her a real chance was to amputate. It was that or let her suffer. And so, the little dog lost her legs. But what she gained, that's the part that'll stay with you. The next day, she had a name. Bunny. Because even without her back legs, she still had a spirit that refused to quit. The first week was tough. Every small movement looked painful, but she tried. She tried. And that's when it became clear. Bunny wasn't just going to survive. She was going to fight for real life. Moving was hard. Everything had changed for her. And her new owner? He wasn't about to let her struggle alone. You ever seen someone carry a dog in a backpack? That's what he did, every single day. He took her everywhere. Not because he had to, because he wanted to. He wanted her to experience life, to see the world, to feel normal. But he knew she needed more than that. So he did something incredible. He got her a wheelchair, a tiny, custom-made wheelchair just for her. And the moment she realized what it was for, pure magic. At first, she wobbled. She struggled, but Bunny wasn't about to give up. With every step, every little push forward, she figured it out. And soon, she was running. Her first real walk in her wheelchair wasn't just a walk. It was a moment. Strangers stopped. They smiled. They clapped. They cheered for this tiny dog who had lost so much but still had the biggest heart. Have you ever seen an animal get so much love from total strangers? People couldn't help but be inspired. Because Bunny wasn't just surviving, she was living. Bunny made friends everywhere she went. Dogs, people, it didn't matter. She had a way of making hearts melt. And the best part, she was happy. She learned to zoom around like she had never lost her legs. She played, she ran. She lived like any other dog would. Because that's what she was, just a dog. A dog who had been given a second chance. Bunny's story isn't just about a dog who got lucky. It's about something bigger. It's about kindness. About second chances. About looking at something broken and not seeing an end, but a beginning. How many times have we looked away from something hard? How many times have we assumed someone else will step in? This man. He didn't look away. He stopped. He helped. And because of that, Bunny didn't just survive, she thrived. And maybe, just maybe, that's a reminder we all need. If Bunny's story touched your heart even a little, do something with that feeling. Share this story. Because the more people who see it, the more chances there are for animals like Bunny to get the help they need. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Not for me, not for the channel, but because stories like this, they deserve to be told. And maybe one day, you'll be the one who stops and changes a life.